Good evening. My name is Marc Abrams. Thanks to the persistence of the families in the KLSD community, this board and this superintendent can no longer hide the far too frequent incidents of neglectful and abusive acts against our children from within the special education department. This board has consistently refused to work collaboratively with the community to address these serious problems. Instead, you've chosen to listen to our stated concerns and later talks amongst yourself about those concerns with us present. Given the frequency in which your comments were later used to point out your glaring disconnect and utter lack of concern, you appear to now have chosen a tactic to not speak amongst yourselves at all during the meeting. Do you really believe this tactic will be a benefit to you? Of course, this runs counter to your own stated obligation to discuss concerns raised by members of the community. Your own silence is a deafening acknowledgement of your failures to live up to your responsibility as board members. A group of concerned parents tried to work with the superintendent, who allegedly was willing to hear us and try and work collaboratively with us. This farcical endeavor consisted of us being presented with a tight agenda set by the superintendent, who just wanted to only listen to us. We made it very clear to him that his definition of collaboration defied any dictionary definition of that word. We wanted to be involved with every step of the process toward having the entire special education department audited by an outside group specializing in the understanding and implementation of best practices in special education. During our second meeting, the superintendent had mentioned the tri-state group. We responded that we strongly preferred a much more independent and specialized group. He wanted a very limited scope for the audit and was not happy that we wanted a comprehensive audit of the special education department. At the end of this meeting, the superintendent went off on a diatribe about how he could not trust us to work collaboratively with him because we have been holding this board and this administration to task, which of course got us to this point in the first place. Since that meeting, we have had no further communications from the superintendent. Given that the KLSD teacher was abusing students in the fall of 2019, you have to wonder why nothing of substance has been done to audit this broken department to date. To say that this board and superintendent have failed us is quite the understatement. The issue of trust raised by the superintendent is quite ironic. In reality, it's the families of the neglected and abused children or the relevant parties who should mistrust you and do mistrust you. Since the board and superintendent steadfastly refuse to work in a transparent and collaborative manner with this community, which they serve, we will begin to set an example for how this process is supposed to work. We will be holding a public, moderated town hall meeting on December 5th. This entire board and our superintendent are invited to partake in a truly open and collaborative exploration of all identified problem areas. This will be an open to the public, live streamed, and covered by the media. Your attendance or lack of attendance will be duly noted. Thank you.